What's up, guys? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our videos. Also, make sure you follow us all over social media so you don't miss any of our content or show announcements. All right, moving on to Rockets Warriors. The Rockets are healthy again, and they're back to doing what they did in January when they just started beating up on the top teams in the league over and over again. Back-to-back huge wins against the Thunder and the red-hot Warriors in the Bay. All that defense. Fred VanVleet and Amen Thompson literally put Steph Curry in handcuffs last night. I thought Steph looked a little tired, too. It was his third game in 4 nights. All of his misses were short off the front of the rim, and you could literally see like his energy transfer just wasn't quite the same as it was in the previous couple of games. Finished with just 3 points for the second time this year, but I do want to give the Rockets credit for the job they did defensively. They did not allow him to come free and clear off of anything. Both Fred and Amen were physical with him on and off the ball, wearing him down. Everything was contested. Everything was off balanced. A lot of his threes were an extra 2 or 3 feet further back than he usually gets them as a result of that pressure. This is where I want to talk about Houston's superpower on the perimeter, which is their athletic size. This is the thing that makes them fundamentally different than a team like OKC. We think of them both as these young athletic teams, super fast, young athletic teams that play super hard, and that's their advantage in the regular season. And there's no doubt that's what it is. Like, I'm not surprised that after having watched these teams all year that OKC and Houston ended up at the top. It was pretty clear after the first month of the season. It's like, okay, these guys are super young and athletic, and these other older veteran teams in the West are going to have a hard time keeping up. They pulled away the way that they did. But OKC's kind of athletic profile is very different. OKC has rim protection in the form of Chet. Houston does not. I'd argue they have the opposite. Sengun is often the main entry point for their defense because he's the one guy they're not switching with. It's the guy that you can get that baked-in dribble penetration as long as you can lay a good screen on Amen Thompson or Dylan Brooks or whoever it is that's on the ball, right? But once you get past that center position, Houston's athletic wings are also much bigger and stronger than OKC's perimeter athletes. That size, on a fundamental level, gives them a better ability to contest jump shots. I've talked about that in the Thunder-Lakers matchup. To me, when it comes to pull-up shooting, over-the-top shooting, length is the advantage, right? That's where you can actually bother shooters. It also allows them to hold up better against wing bullies. I don't think it's a coincidence that Luka and LeBron struggled against Houston in a way they didn't against OKC. It's that extra 2 inches. It's that extra 30 pounds of muscle. Makes a huge difference when you're battling guys for position. It's a little different posting up a Cason Wallace or an Isaiah Joe than it is posting up a Dylan Brooks. You guys get the point, right? That size and strength gives them just a different athletic profile than OKC does. The theoretical way that you would attack Houston if you are Golden State is to use Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga to attack mismatches to get them in rotation, right? But Jimmy took 7 shots as he continues to be bizarrely unaggressive. He's driving to the rim, and every single time he drives to the rim, about right on his last gather dribble, he just starts looking away from the rim. He's not even looking at the rim. He's just looking for those kick out opportunities. And there's a time and a place when the offense is in a flow where that makes sense. But then there are times where they need you to be the bigger, stronger athlete than the big, strong athletes that you're going against. Jonathan Kuminga was 4 for 9. He had a few really, really ugly turnovers in the backcourt that continue to cause Steve Kerr to lose trust in him. He got pulled after one of them for Guy Santos. Thankfully, Buddy Hield and Brandon Pajemski had big games to keep things respectable, and that's an upside if you're a Golden State fan. Is Pods continues to play super well. He's been shooting 40% from 3 for almost 4 months now. That's a super exciting piece of it. But other than that, it was a pretty brutal offensive performance for the Warriors. On the Houston front, Jabari Smith, his development has been super fascinating to me because he came out in Summer League, I remember the first year that I covered him, as a guy that was not a good ball handler. And it was so fun there were 2 plays in particular that I thought demonstrated just the way that he's gotten better at getting to his spots as a basketball player so that he can unlock his talent, which he's got great size, great shooting touch. He's got this aggressive shot making piece to him too. And in order to get to that shot making talent, that size talent, you got to be able to get your body to where you need to be on the floor. Footwork and ball handling. Footwork and ball handling are the skills that allow you to get your body from point A to point B with the basketball so that you can get to a spot where you can be a scorer. He had a play where he drove a closeout. Jimmy digs down from the top of the key as he's driving, snapped a push dribble with his left hand up the floor a couple of feet, ran up to the spot, got to it, and then popped up off the ground at that spot and made a little 10-footer. Just a nasty ball handling move from Jabari Smith. He had a little baseline ISO where he looked like Kevin Durant. Grabbed it, faced up, left foot, pivot foot, ripped to the left, one dribble pull up, just rose up over the top of the defender with his size advantage, knocked it down. He's turned into a super effective rebounder on both ends of the floor. He had 5 offensive rebounds in the 2 games, 26 total rebounds against the Thunder and Warriors. His 3-point percentage is up to 38% on 5 attempts per game over his last 16 games. Jabari's just turned into a really useful role player, kind of a combination of like that weak side scoring forward that we talked about while also having some of those bigger forward defensive and athletic capabilities that you see from like an Aaron Gordon type of player. Just a really exciting young player for Houston in their big picture goals. Dylan Brooks was incredible. He was attacking size mismatches out of the post. He went right over the top of Steph for 2 right shoulder fades early in the game. His 3-point shot is so much quicker and more fluid now. Jalen Green, one of the things that consistently has stood out to me against these more athletic defenses is that he is able to get to his spots because he's such a good athlete. That's kind of like what you needed from Kuminga last night. Was like, it's almost like Jalen Green is hectic and going to make some bad decisions, but he's able to rise to the occasion against these super elite defenses as a shot maker in a way that some lesser athletes can't. That's kind of what you needed from Kuminga in that matchup last night is you needed the mistakes. He's going to make 3, 4, 5 big mistakes, but you needed 17 points on 14 shots as he was looking to be aggressive throughout the game, and that piece just wasn't there. Sengun continued his ass-kicking tour. He went right at Draymond several times. He was destroying guards and switches. He had 50 points in the last 2 games. Again, I still don't view Houston as a legitimate threat to win the conference because I don't think they have the offensive variety or offensive resilience to be able to win 3 series with the types of teams that we have coming out of this Western Conference. But they will be a pain in the ass. And I absolutely think they're capable of upsetting a team. Like, if we saw the Rockets play in the second round, I wouldn't be stunned. Like, I wouldn't be completely shocked. I just would be shocked if they ended up winning the conference entirely.